Is everything set up?
Yeah, everything's set up and we are ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, go.
But what's the start?
Okay, so
what's the
I
start?
start.
What's the start?
Hi guys, my name is Larib Abdul Rahman and we are here, we are all colleagues and we want to share something about racism.
Okay. My name is Stefan. I'm from Germany, from Berlin, born and raised here, and that's actually a cool group right here because you guys are from Pakistan, I'm from Germany, so I think today it's going to be a great cultural discussion, right, Ovest?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Uwais Hassan Sayyid, and as you already know that I'm from Pakistan, and so yeah, let's talk about the racism. Yeah.
Okay, so you came, how many months ago you came to Germany?
I came like a year ago, from and I'm from a different part of Pakistan, from Lahore, upper side, so it's very different from both of us.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
kind
say,
of
like a
middle
different
of
experience.
Pakistan, you can say.
And
Central Pakistan.
Yeah.
And you both came together here?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also said that I know because I know you before, and you studied like in Darmstadt a while ago, or you used to study over there. And what's about like, first of all, you came like to a very small city like Darmstadt, and then you came like to Berlin.
Yeah.
What differences did you experience?
I think he should start because he
Yeah.
went to a very small town first.
Yeah, so when I came here, I went to Dessau,
Yeah.
and I got the admission in, you can say, monumental studies. It's monumental heritage, so it's a master's program. So I went there. I had like different expectations, but Dessau, it's kind of, you can say it's kind of old man city. So like you see
Okay.
old people around there and you can't speak English too. Yeah, like hardly you came across the residents of that place that speaks English. Yeah, that's very difficult too, because when I went there, it's terrible to ask for directions because I didn't know a word for like anything in German.
So you say like places like which are a little bit smaller, like in comparison to Berlin, people do not often speak English pretty good.
Yeah, I think they don't have interaction with the international people, so yeah, they don't feel comfortable to talk, I think, in English. That's the problem.
That's also what I think. Like if you go like to the countryside of Germany, and you have the problem that people are not able to speak English, or you have like, let's say it a different way, in cities like Berlin or Munich or Hamburg, people are more international, so you have a lot of people from other cultures like you are, or like also from other countries, and also a lot of people from English speaking countries, so that's more common to speak different languages. It's not only about English and
Yeah.
German, it's also like about Spanish, French, and so on. Or what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree, but I would say that it also differs because in Darmstadt it wasn't that big problem because it was kind of an international city because there were like 3 universities, so we were mostly populated with students. So
And I can say like it was like Darmstadt is also a part of West Berlin. So yeah, they were learning English before. It wasn't the
Okay,
part of the East Berlin, because in East Berlin they started learning English like after a really long time. But since World War II, the West Berlin was occupied by the British armies or the Americans. So yeah, they had like the influence.
Yeah, that's right. Like in the east part, they learned Russian, and
Yeah.
that made more sense for them.
yeah, but I think youth is more interactive and more open to different cultures rather than the older people. But it's not like something fixed. But this is what you usually see.
Do you
around.
think that's about Germany, or is it also like in other countries the same thing?
Same. I would say same. At least even in our small towns, like in Pakistan, they're not very open. They have a different personality to Germans, obviously, because they're from. Every country has a different personality. Every country has a different nature of people. They're very warm and jolly and laughing and inviting people like strangers to their house for free meal and everything. But obviously they have very strong thoughts about their rituals, customs, language, traditions that they don't want anyone to, don't follow.
And let me relate to the situation right now. We are sitting here in a park in the heart of Berlin.
Yeah.
Behind us we have people, in the background maybe more or less some Germans, and I don't know. But when we came here, like right in front of us, we had, I think, 2 people from China.
Yeah, they were Asians.
And that is very interesting that you sit here in a park, you have people from different countries, different cultures. You can sit here together, eat lunch, drink something, play around, talk. How is it if I go to Pakistan? Do you have a place like this where it's international, you just sit down, have a relaxing
I can
afternoon?
say there are many big parks, but not like Germany. Germany has like every street they have another park, but not in Pakistan. We have got like land mafia. They used to take over the parks and build the buildings. So we have such problems.
What's this land mafia thing about?
Yeah, they are people. You can say they work under the shadow of government politicians. You can say, and they just see the park or maybe a garbage dump place, and they see and they just notice it and they buy it like for pennies.
Okay.
And they build like the big shopping mall and the plaza there, and they sell like they earn like millions from it.
So they got a real permission from the government?
Yeah, they got that real permission, but
it's-
that's a loophole. They bribe each people.
Yeah,
But that-
politicians and everybody,
Yeah.
because they will help them in their political career, and they will buy the land for very cheap. And even though it belongs to someone, they will take over it in very cheap, with cheap resources, I would say.
So you say it's common to bribe people over there or not?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, like if you take like the bureaucracy of Pakistan, like bribe is kind of, you can say, a very casual thing there. And if you want to work, like if you are a simple person, if you go to that kind of department that you want this land, you wanted it, so you have to, if you want it like the legal way, you don't need to pay anyone. It took you so long, like
You might not end up getting it.
maybe.
You might die.
And
but
You don't know.
let's say I'm a foreigner and I just go to Pakistan and want to launch my company or want to buy an apartment over there. How does it work? Like, is that easy for me or not?
To
I
buy
can
an
say
apartment is easy.
for a foreigner, it's really easy.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, but you have to know the person, because he has to know the prices, what's the actual ones, because people used to fake things up, and they see like you are from foreign because your economical conditions
It's very good.
very good. So maybe you think that it's cheap for you, but it doesn't cost that much amount. Like maybe if I offer you a cup of tea, like for €3, like in Pakistan, so you are like, it's okay, I buy
okay,
it,
yes,
like
sure, makes
but
sense.
like in Pakistan, that's cost like €0.50. So you have to know that. So some people, not all the people, some people, they used to like overcharge foreigners.
And do you think it's the same issue here when you go like as a tourist to Germany? Do you think, well, not only Germany, let's say Europe, do you think that people charge you more or
I think it depends where you go. I mean, if you're going to a tourist market, they
Yeah.
obviously charge you more because they know the tourists don't know anything. They just come over there to have fun. They will buy some stuff, so they charge you more, so they can earn more out of that very small few stuff you will buy. So it depends.
I also had experience with the you can say, what do we call it? The magnet things you can place on the refrigerator.
Yeah, magnets, fridge magnets.
Fridge magnets,
Yeah.
I bought in like in Italy. It was like €5. I bought it, and then I went to another stall, and it was not that in the main area, and I bought the same magnet for €1. So I was like, hell.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah. You know, the funny situation is 3 years ago I was in Turkey, and a friend of mine, we were going like in a cab like from the airport to the hotel, and we asked him before how much is it gonna be. He said like it's like €20, just like, I don't know, in dollars, $24 probably, US dollars. And what happened? We arrived at the hotel, and he said like he doesn't speak English, or he tried to convince us that he doesn't speak English or any other language, and showed us an amount at the display which was around $50.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said no, that's definitely not possible. And I really had a strong discussion with them about it, and at the end we paid only we did a compromise in between like $30, but that's funny. They think if you're a tourist, so
they charge you more.
Yeah.
I know my friend went to Nepal, and she told me that for only tourists they will raise up their prices for the souvenirs, but to Nepalis they will give it like pennies for that stuff. They won't ask for too much money. But when they see that even though you're coming with a Nepali, they will charge you more. They don't care.
I heard about the Taj Mahal in India. Maybe you heard about it?
The Taj Mahal. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's a monument.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. But I haven't been there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So they charge like different price from the foreigners and different from the locals. So locals can go with the cheap.
But
Ticket,
you see, that's a funny difference, because I also know like in Thailand you have the same thing, that often it says like the price for citizens is like 100 baht. Baht is the currency over there, and for foreigners it's like 200 baht or even more. So they charge you differently.
But I think that makes also some sense, because Thailand gets more of their economy through tourism. So they cannot charge too much to their own citizens.
Yeah, but you see that in comparison to Germany, here it's even not allowed to charge a different price to tourists.
But your economy is so strong. That's why.
Yeah, but we also have like different laws which say everything like equality, and
when we're just talking about random stuff like tourist stuff, but when you go to international education in America, they charge more than double for international schooling.
That makes sense.
But in Germany you give the same amount. That is awesome. In Poland it was not zero fees for academic fees for international students, but the new law came, now they charge money to international students as well. Probably now their economy is better or what, so I don't know.
So right now we talked a lot of positive things here in Germany and things which are different in other countries. But what are the main negative things you can see here in the developed Germany, for example? What do you see like? Do you see like any big issues, problems here?
The main issue I came across, like, it's a bureaucracy. And they work really nice, and they are very professional, but they are really slow.
They are really slow.
Yeah, because I don't know how it works, because they have got like everything online. Like if I came here with the 6 months visa, and then I have to upgrade it like for 2 years, and then I need more extension. So I changed my university. I went to Darmstadt from Dessau, so my file had to come from Dessau to Darmstadt. But actually there was a problem. First I went to Dieburg, then I registered myself there, and then I went to Darmstadt. So my file go to Dieburg, and then I was living in Darmstadt. And then I asked Darmstadt, the Ausländer Behörde, the foreign authority, that please bring my file here. I need to update this work permit, because it's written like I was still studying in the Hochschule Anhalt, but it's changed. So wherever I give my certificate, so they were like, okay, this is not valid because you are not studying there.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it took me like, you can say, I started going to them since October, and then it took them 4 or 5 months, and my file didn't came there in Darmstadt. Then I moved to Berlin, and then I did the same thing. I registered there, and then I wrote email to Dieburg and Darmstadt both. The Dieburg authorities replied me that we transferred your file last year in May. So I was like, why?
Okay.
Because I was like going to Darmstadt, behaviour for like November, October, December, so like 3-4 months consecutively. But they say we don't have your file. So I don't know. It was kind of.
Yeah, that's Germany is very famous to have like a slow working system, like also bureaucracy. We have so many different laws, and everything has to be structured. And sometimes that takes a lot of time. That's like one famous point. I think everyone knows the German airport, or the Berlin Brandenburg airport here, which should have opened, I think, already 6 years ago, and they set up new dates again and again, and now they say the airport is open. I think it's going to open 2020.
Okay.
So but most of the people from Berlin don't believe it yet. That's I think one of the issues. So Germany is kind of often slow, but we try to adjust. What else? Like, do you think you said because we talk a little bit about the cultural differences. How is it? Do you think in Berlin, people are open to different cultures? Like when you come from Pakistan, do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel just like a normal citizen? How do you feel?
I don't think so. They are not open. I would say they're very open to different cultures and different ethnic groups. They don't. I haven't faced any racism yet in Berlin.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't faced racism yet in Germany, I would say. But at times, people are drunk. They pass on stupid comments, stupid remarks. But that's because I guess they're drunk. They're not in their senses. But overall, I would not say that that's a problem in Berlin. Probably in smaller towns, yes, I have seen that, but I don't know, because they don't get too much interaction, they don't have too much youth over there. Youth normally go to bigger cities for their education and to jobs. There's not too much opportunities, but over here it's pretty cool because you see too much different cultures.
And do you think it's only in the cities like Berlin or Munich, Hamburg like this? What do you think about the rural areas? Is it the same? Or
no, I don't think so. It's the same over there because we have been to Kassel and there were small towns over there. It's not like everyone is over there like that. Like we went to Folkmarkt and people were very nice over there. They were too much open, even though if they didn't know the language, they were trying to help. They were smiling all the time. But there was a town near Kassel. It was not Folkmarkt, I don't remember the name. But over there, people were not open to talk to us, and they were not even open to talk to Germans because we were around. They were resistant to talk.
Okay, and if you think about the incidents you can hear in the media, that, for example, a few weeks ago you could hear in the media that a Jewish boy in school, it was an international school, I don't want to say the name, but it was an international school here in Berlin, and they bullied this guy and so hard that he had to stay at home for a while, and was all over the media. That was one incident. We had a terrorist attack a few years ago in 2016 at Breitscheidplatz. We have always incidents in refugee camps, and that all happens here in Berlin. What do you think?
Actually, I think the problem is after the Syria war, there are many refugees, and people here, they have kind of perception that if refugee comes, we have to bear burden because we have to pay more taxes. We have to give them education, shelter, and food, because here is a law that they pay like some amount to the refugees for monthly until they get like employed.
Yeah, you mean like that citizens of Germany pay taxes and the taxes finance the refugee system?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they have that perception. So I think they have somehow something in their mind. That's why they are like thinking the refugee coming, but somehow refugees, you can say, helping the economy, because they are here. They are like doing businesses, so they are like supporting economy, and they are growing it.
But that's a problem as well. People are afraid that they're taking their jobs.
Actually,
job opportunities.
You can say no.
I mean, that's
they are
what
creating
they have
more
in their
spaces.
mind.
If the one Syrian came here and he opened a restaurant, so he have to hire like the staff from Germany. So they are creating jobs as well.
Yeah.
But that's exactly the thing. Like, speaking from a German perspective, knowing some people in my environment, what they say, and it's exactly that they say, okay, now we get like people from other countries.
Yeah.
Trying to find shelter here, and everyone says it's important, but a lot of people say, I think right now it's not the majority, it's a minority,
it is.
Luckily, but a lot of people say, okay, we have to finance all that, and exactly as you said, okay, they take, I don't hear that often that they take like the jobs, because right now the employment rate is really good in Germany, but you have some people from the right wing, obviously they say, okay, they take our jobs and so on. But I think the most people, it's about like safety, security issues, and also about like paying money, like taxes. And like I totally agree that a lot of people coming like from other countries are well educated, need to find some, like freedom, not freedom, but peace, and also want to find like a place where they can stay without any war or something. And
so they are coming from the place that it's bombed every day, so
it's miserable to live over there.
So they are coming from here, and they know things like the international community not doing anything for them, and they are also like somehow allies to those people who are bombing their homeland. So they have like some kind of hatred for the rest of the world as well. So when they come here, and the people here from the media, if you say, they portray like the Arab world's like crazies. They don't portray them as a normal human being. They don't show you their normal life. Like I saw that the stand-up comedy of Russell Peters. Have you heard about him?
What's the name?
Russell Peters. It's an Indian Canadian comedian. So he used to say like whenever I open, he lives in Canada, and right now he lives in America. So whenever I open the TV, it's like the crazy Arab guy, and he wants to bomb somewhere. So he was like, they don't show you like I went to Dubai and there are some girls talking to each other, and it was so sweet. I really want to hear them, but they don't show you. So it's like they have got like really good lives before, and right now it's all messed up. So they have got some kind of hatred, you can say, and they are like they don't have access to the, like, you can say, the basic necessities. So when they don't have such stuff, so they are like more vulnerable, you can say. Negative thoughts easily provoke them. So there are some people, but you can see in Berlin it's like very few people who have that kind of mindset, you can say. And it's like very, if they have, it's kind of very in early stages. It's not that violent, not that extremist. You can say not that extremist point of view they have.
I totally agree. Like, I would say, like, overall, like, people in Berlin are very open, like, to new cultures. A lot of people supported like the refugee movement, and I think overall, like, here in the city we are lucky to have that situation, but nevertheless we have situations like where, for example, with the Jewish guy who got bullied, or all the Jewish buildings have to be protected by police. Like if you see the Jewish kindergarten near Kurfürstendamm, or if you see like other like religious buildings here in Berlin Mitte, you see police all over the place. And I don't think that's the perfect situation.
But I think that is something natural. If you talk about Pakistan, I would say it's the same. Like if there is a mandir, you never know when it will get attacked. And you never know if we have like Christian communities, like they don't live separately. Normally it's like a Christian community living all together. So it was on fire once, and so many people died. And there's a very strict blasphemy law over there that you cannot say anything against the religion or God or prophet of God.
Actually, it's not that blasphemy law. It came from the Britishers. So they introduced they are using it wrongly, but it was a good law. It's law, like you can say, because when British came, there was a two population, like Hindus and Muslims. They're like kind of different, but they have like not a cultural differences, because our culture is same. So they have like the belief are different. So people used to kill each other, like on the name of like religion, because he disrespected my religion. So the British did it, like they made a law that you will be punished if you do like something disrespectful to the other religion. So it's for all the religions. So but in Pakistan right now, some kind of, you can say, the majority of population using that sentiment or law against the minority. But that law is actually for the you can say for the
everyone.
You cannot disrespect. I cannot disrespect your religion. You cannot disrespect mine.
Absolutely.
So it's for the all. It doesn't mention that you do it like to the Muslims, but you cannot do it with Christian or Hindu
or Jewish or Parsi. No
anyone. So, but like you can say like 97% of the population of Pakistan is Muslim, and they have got like multiple sects in it, and the bigger part is like Sunni, we call it.
Okay.
Like the biggest sects are like Sunnis and Shias.
Okay.
So there were killings of Shia people as well, and we had like one more sect. There were not so many people. It's Ahmadi, but it's the very I think very different thing for you. They, in the constitution of Pakistan, they declared them as a non-Muslims, and
the saddest part is they hide from people that don't tell their religious affiliation to people. They say that we are obviously they're I don't know if they're Muslim or not, but they say that they are Sunni or whatsoever. They don't tell that their religious affiliation is like Ahmadi, because they're afraid that people will kill them or will not talk to them.
And like in Pakistan, you see like the banners on the shop that you can enter this shop unless you are Ahmadi. So if you are Ahmadi, you cannot enter in that shop. So that kind of racism right now we have. Like for Ahmadis, technically I say it's kind of difficult to survive in that environment. It's getting worse. I don't know why. But like Pakistan is like for all. Like if you see like the early cabinet of Pakistan when it's made, the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he was president. Yeah, you can say founder of Pakistan.
Okay.
So he appointed the foreign minister, Ahmadi person. The foreign minister is the face of country, and he was Ahmadi at that time. He was Ahmadi Muslim. But right now, and we had like a Nobel Prize winner. Maybe you heard about it.
Who was it?
Dr. Abdul Salam.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Nobel Prize winner in 1970s, and he like Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's the first person from Pakistan who won that prize, and Pakistanis disrespect him. He loved Pakistan. If you see his ceremony from like for the Nobel Prize winner, he wearing like the proper
Pakistani clothes.
Pakistani
Okay.
dress. He was so proud to be a part of that land.
So, but people are really disrespectful sometimes.
To him,
and,
yeah. Not sometimes, every time.
Yeah.
And we have a grave in Pakistan of Dr.
Yeah.
Abdul Salam, and it was written like the first ever Muslim Nobel Prize winner, and they removed Muslim from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
from the
okay.
from the grave.
Yeah.
So you can say it's not a good situation. So, and like if you say like Malala, we have the second
Yeah.
Nobel Prize winner. People don't like her too.
Okay, so that's the second person. But to summarize it a little bit, so you say you have a lot of disrespect in Pakistan, and obviously we also have it here. Some people are disrespectful, and so to find a main reason for disrespect, what do you think is like the main reason for disrespect? Is it religion?
Yeah, I would say it's
Oh.
religion, because we have too much religious extremism in Pakistan. We don't focus. I was talking about this with him today, that over here people focus on language, people focus on sports, people focus on different lifestyle, how to give a proper brought up to their children. In Pakistan, you focus on all about religious, how to read a Quran. You don't care if he can understand the meaning of Quran. He needs to go to an Islamic school,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. He needs to wear a hijab or whatsoever. She needs to wear a hijab.
So when you say school, like, because we said it's a little bit, or we said it's about religion, but at the same time, like here we also have a lot of really religious people, even
But
if they're not.
I think they have control over it.
So is it not only also about like education?
Probably
Somehow,
a bit of
yeah.
education, but I think it's not only dependent upon education.
I
I'm
think
sorry, I would disagree
There are
with that.
some people, like if you see like the educated people,
Yeah.
they are like less religiously charged. They are like, okay, they understand, they have got like a rational arguments to justify their acts and why they are doing such stuff.
But it's not like I would say a statement to agree or disagree with something, that if you are education.
I mean,
But
not
the educational,
Yeah, yeah.
actually, education is you can say is the basic problem,
Yeah.
because people with educated people with the religion, they are like harmless.
Yeah.
They are not that harmful. But like uneducated people with the religion, they are kind of extremist, because they don't question that thing. They just follow. So if you follow blindly anything, it will hurt somebody.
Yeah,
Because so that's the problem of Pakistan. We have like very, you can say, too much illiterate people. Yeah, so illiteracy rate is really high in Pakistan.
That's exactly what I mean. So because if people cannot read or cannot write, then they have to believe what other people tell
Say,
them.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Instead of just reading the Bible or the Quran by themselves, for example.
But in our education system, the biggest flaw is we do not ask them to question.
Yeah.
We just train them in a way that you do not need to question your teachers. If you're questioning them, it's a bit disrespectful.
Okay.
Or I don't know, but in our childhood we were not pushed to question. It was a bit strange for me when I came out of my country and people were questioning and people were so focused in their class, because they were thinking about everything. They were thinking if they disagree with something, or if they're not getting something properly, they question their teachers.
Yeah, because questioning is important, we say here. I just want to mention, we talked about education and religion, and how the relation is between being able to actually read and write. I mean, reading is more important than writing, obviously, but also from my experience here, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes well-educated people are more open to other cultures, and also like more open to that we have the law that we take refugees and help them out in a situation where they have war in their country, because they understand like how the interaction between, how the system works. They understand it. Also international relations, how that works. And what I want to say is actually that I think education is kind of really important, and it's not only the education about like being able to read and so on and some different topics. It's important to have education about religion, and not only about your own religion, but also like about different religions. Like when I was in school, we had religious class, more or less. But we talked about like all the important religions. I mean, every religion is important. There's not less important, more important religion, but we talked about all the different concepts of religion, and we tried to include as many religions as possible, and talked about how the system works, and how the understanding is, and what's written in the Bible, what's written in the Quran, what's like what the Jewish people believe, and and you can see that there's a lot of things which are similar. So that's not too different. So, and that's why I don't understand that people actually fight against each other because of religion. So, and that's what I wanted to mention. And we talked about reasons. I don't know, do we have like, when we came up with religion, education. Is there actually more like about reasons for
I think
racism?
Traveling is also very important. Unless you travel, you get out of your comfort zone, you meet new people, you go in a different environment, you cannot understand what other people, how they're living, how do they feel, how many cultures are over there. And you also need to meet new people. You just don't stuck yourself in your friends or in your family.
Like
Try to get out.
If you are like living with this with the people who have same mentality, so you can't improve. You have to meet new people, so you can have some more new things to learn. And that's the best thing. Like you have, I think that's why you have got like. That's why it's not that difficult for you here, because you learn about the other religions too. But in Pakistan, you don't learn about the other religions. Like we have got like you can say.
So in school, you have never talked about
Christianity and Hinduism and nothing. No.
A little bit about Christianity and Hinduism we know because we used to live with them. So our parents.
Actually, we don't know them. We have the portrait picture.
Oh so we don't know the depth or the real.
No.
We don't know if it is that the real picture.
There is no literal. You can say literal education of religions. Mm-hmm. There is nothing, but they do one thing. Like we have to study Islamiyat. Like this is Islam. What is it? And if you are non-Muslim, so you can take another subject that is ethics. So we call it ikhlaqiyat.
We have the same thing here. Some people only take like religion, like where they talk about their own religion. It's always about like Catholic topics or like Protestant things, or you can take ethics.
Okay. So, but you learn about the Islam too. You learn about the Judaism too. So I think it's better. But not in Pakistan. If you do so they must have some kind of basic, you can say, interconnection, so they can build like they believe on such a stuff. So we don't have to fight over it.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's a better option, and you can say it's a good solution. You just put it like in the syllabus.
I think, like as you said, like ethics is really important. Also, as you said, traveling is so important. Like I know, like not everyone is able to travel because of like for money
Financial, yeah.
reasons, and like some people have to take care of their parents, friends, and so on, or some people just don't want to travel, obviously. But I think if you are able to travel, you should do that. And I think, like, since we also talked about, like, we talked about the problems, we talked about the reasons, we talked about what's going on right now. And if we talk, like, about solutions, basically we already said, like, education, traveling, ethics, that all is important. What else do you think, or what can be a solution, or how can the future look like if you think about...
The one solution that we can do is we just have to we don't enforce our own thoughts to other people, like our own beliefs to others. Like, just you have to be normal with it. Like, if you have other beliefs that have others, so we don't have to, like, make it agree on one. No, we leave it. We have to, like, we live in peace. So yeah,
Right.
if you want to change something, work on your beliefs, not the other person's.
Right.
Yeah. So it's better to you live in peace and let the other people live. Don't enforce your thoughts on everyone, on anybody.
And I think, when you say, like, live in peace, that makes so much sense, because think about it, like, for example, if you live in a country like Germany, it's so highly developed. Like, you have everything. You have, if you have a roof, like, where you can sleep under, like, if you have a bed, a house, if you have money to buy food, then you are already richer than 50% of the worldwide, population. Think about it, like, and why should you, like, actually fight against somebody only because he has a different religion? That doesn't make actual sense.
I think the main problem is people don't want to listen to someone's views. They just want to enforce their views on other person. They don't care what other people think, and you don't actually have to care what other people think. You just let it be how it is. You cannot change or control everything. You don't have to do that. It's only just try to respect someone's views.
Exactly,
That's
the basic thing.
To make one last point, how important do you think are social projects, like, to fight against racism?
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
I think it should be everywhere. Not doesn't matter if it has different cultures over there or not. This is something that people should be aware about. So if they go somewhere else, or if someone from a different country, religion, culture comes, they invite them with open hearts.
Yeah. So I think it's not about the only religion. Like, we have, like, class system, and people don't, and the color racism, and the color and class, and you can say the language. So we have to work it every time wherever we are. And like, in third world countries, we need it really bad. But in first world countries, you can't ignore it.
Sure.
Because if you ignore it, you don't take it as a problem. So it will, when it will be a problem, you will have, like, the severe consequences.
Devastating consequences.
And
in first world countries, people from third world countries come over here. So it is actually something that cannot be ignored.
It's globalization.
Yeah.
So there's an exchange of people. I don't know if you can say that, but actually there is. So people are traveling, they're moving for work to get connected with family, with friends, in a relationship, they move to another country, and that makes sense. So there's an exchange of cultures, and so it gets, I don't know, like, mixed up. I don't know if you can say that, but more or less that's how it is.
Yeah.
True.
So is there any more solution, or
I think that's all.
that's all what we have to say? Then
Respect everyone.
respect everyone, guys.
Love and
Respect
peace.
everyone. Love and peace. And with that said, we should say goodbye.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
sayonara. should I say like if you like this video, subscribe or
Yeah, das kann, yeah, you
Wait.
can say that. Maybe.
okay?
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to NIGN, Not in God's Name. And just stay tuned. We might get more stuff like this very soon. Thank you.
Absolutely.